Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. It's not going to be vlogging or anything like that. As you can see from the title, it is going to be the top 5 things that being single teaches you. So I have been single for 7 months so far. This is kind of just the top 5 things that I think that being single teaches you. I think you definitely learn a whole lot more about yourself more than anything when you're single. So here we go. So the first thing I want to mention about what being single teaches you is just being closer to family and friends. I think when you don't have a significant other, you turn to other people. And I know some people might take that a little harsh or it might come off the wrong way. So I think being single just gives you the opportunity just to be closer to your friends and your family. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in our social life and in our relationships that we kind of forget to just spend time with those who really, really matter most. And it's not to say that your significant other doesn't matter more or matter just as much, but I think that they definitely do take a lot of your time if you're someone who likes to invest all of your time and all of your effort into that main relationship. The second thing I wanted to mention is a little more on the spiritual side. I get that not everyone is religious or spiritual or anything like that. But for me, I'm a Christian and my faith means a lot to me. So when I became single, my faith played a major role. A lot of times when we ask ourselves, why does this happen? Why does this happen to me? Those are questions that I still ask myself all the time, but I think it just makes it a little easier when you have faith, and just faith in God and faith that things will get better and things won't always be where they are right now. And I think that just keeps you going. That just keeps you motivated. It keeps you just having faith and having hope. And we sometimes lose that when we're in bad relationships. I think just having faith in God, and you become so much closer to God and to your yourself just when you become single. Or rather, it's just something that can happen. It might not happen for everybody. It might not happen in the time or the fashion that you would like, just like a whole bunch of other things, but it will happen. And I think if you're a believer, it will just come to you that much faster. You're not someone who's already a believer or, doesn't practice a certain faith or anything like that. Being single can actually bring you to that. And I think that it's something fantastic, and usually it's really hard circumstances and situations that we go through that bring you to God, and that's what He wants. And so I think that just being closer to God and being open to your faith and to your beliefs and all of that, I think that that is probably the most beneficial thing that you can have during a time of need. And even though singleness is not always seen as a bad thing, and maybe you love being single and this is what you wanted, and this is a time to celebrate and meet new people and have drinks and whatever, not everybody sees being single like that, and not everybody is happy to be single when they are single, especially if it's something new or if the relationship didn't end the way that you had hoped. So I think that just being closer to God and just at least being open to the opportunity and open to the idea of coming closer to God during this time is something that can just be super beneficial to you and your new single life. So the third thing that I believe that singleness and being single teaches you is to just know yourself better. I think that being single can teach you so many things that you had no idea about yourself. I think that you all of a sudden know that you're independent, that you're strong. I mean, I can't begin to tell you the type of relationships or the end of relationships that have completely, I felt at the moment, destroyed me. And they didn't, and I got through them, obviously, but at that moment, those things rocked my world in the most negative way possible. And I've gone through depression, I've gone through suicidal thoughts, I've gone through all of that because of the ending of relationships. I think for a lot of women, we don't give ourselves enough credit. And I think that we invest so much time in someone else that we don't really get to fully know ourselves. And a lot of us get into relationships super young. There's always the high school sweethearts, and some people go through college, and especially people that dorm and go away to school, and you get to know people and you end up entering relationships and things. But I think that transition between your adolescence and your young adult life and then your adult life, those are the most transitional periods of your life. And I think that they mean the most. And when you're sharing it with someone else, that's great. But when you're not, you learn so much more about yourself, and you can just really just be who you are and know that you're turning into this person because of you. It's just great to reinforce that to young women, that being single is not terrible, and it's really just an awesome time for you to focus on you. So that leads me into number 4, which is putting yourself first. I think if a lot of you who are like me, you end up putting your whole life into this person, and that's something that I'm learning to kind of retract a bit and not do that as much as I have in the past, because it really hasn't been beneficial. And even though I can walk away from something and say it and be able to say that I gave it 110% and I did all that I could to make this work, and I know that it wasn't because of me, it was because of either you or the circumstances or whatever else, but I know that it wasn't me because I tried my absolute hardest. And that's fantastic, and it's great that if you're going to enter something that you actually give it the effort it deserves, but that's if it deserves it. And not everyone I've been with has deserved it, and probably most, probably all. So yeah, I wouldn't put 110% into something unless I was pretty sure that the outcome would be a lot better than it has in my past. But anyways, so I think just putting yourself first is just super important, and obviously you're not going to do that 100% if you have someone else in the picture. And for those people that are able to juggle both and can have a relationship and still put all of them first, that's fantastic. But at some point, it just doesn't work that way. This is the best time to put yourself first. And you're not gonna learn as much if you're so worried about someone else and their well-being and their health and their happiness. I think it's just best to put your happiness first. And I'm the type of person that it makes me happy to see other people happy. I would rather see the people that I care about happy than see myself happy. And that's something that I'm definitely working on, because I think it's hurting me more than anything. And it's definitely not beneficial to my life. And it's great that I'm a good person and that I'm kind and that I'm giving and generous and everything. And, not that I want to lose any part of that, but there's definitely a self-preservation lacking. for me, and I think that that's true in a lot of other women. I have a lot of, well, I don't have a lot of girlfriends, but I have girlfriends that have not put themselves first, and they've ended up putting a hold on their life and their happiness and what they want to do. And I think that's really sad because they deserve it so much more, and they deserve to give themselves so much more and give their life that effort that they're giving their relationships. I want to see them give it to themselves. And I can't say that about them and about other women unless I'm saying it about myself too, because I just give so much to everyone I know that I don't give enough to myself. And you can't take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself. And so that leads me into the fifth and final step or tip about what being single teaches you, and that is to learn what and who you want. Obviously, the best way to learn about what you want and who you want and what type of person that you want, the best way to do that is to go through relationships and to go through these experiences. That's obviously the best way. Sort of like practice makes perfect. And the best thing about relationships that don't work is that now you know what you don't want. You know what doesn't work. You obviously learn a whole lot through experience, but being single will also let you know what you want. It gives you a time just to kind of refresh your mind and just not have anyone else cause conflict with your own mind and what you want. So I think being single just gives you kind of a refresher. It gives you a fresh start, whether that fresh start is for a fresh new relationship or that fresh start is just being by yourself and giving yourself that me time. And I think that that's the best moment that you can have, is that me time, because you just learn so much about yourself and who you are, what you want. You know, you become closer to those around you who matter most, and no one matters more to you than you. So hopefully this will turn into a quick video. It's already been 25 minutes that I've been filming, and I really just wanted this to be 5 quick tips, just to keep you guys hopeful and to keep you guys sort of motivated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and so all of you that are single or newly single, just enjoy it. I know that it can be really difficult at times. I know that, you know, you can go through a whole lot of emotions, a whole lot of depression and hard times and crying and figuring out, you know, what to do next. And I know that it can be really difficult, but it does get better. So I just hope that this is a little helpful and it keeps you hopeful of new beginnings.